This is LeetCode 434. The name of this coding challenge is number of segments in a string. Given a string S, we have to return the number of segments in the string. A segment here is not exactly a word. It's not like in plain language, we would have a sequence of characters consisting of words and we exclude the punctuation. So if there is a word like students, comma, we would read student as a word and we skip the comma. But in this challenge, a segment is defined to be a contiguous sequence of non-space characters, meaning if non-space characters are chained together, it doesn't matter if they are letters from the alphabet or punctuation marks. What matters is that they are non-space characters. So if they are bunched together, if they are put together in a sequence, then they form a segment. So in this example, hello, my name is John. The 5 segments would be hello with the comma here. So we have hello and a comma, 6 characters. Then we have a space right here, meaning that the next segment is this one, mine, my. Then we have a space here. The next segment is the word name. Then we have a space here. The next segment is the word is. Then we have a space, and then the last segment is the word or the name John. So there are 5 segments, and therefore we need to output 5. So in this case, there is only one word, hello, and there are no spaces, so the output would be 1. We only have 1 segment. If you check the constraints, the length of the string is anywhere between 0 and 300, and the string will contain letters from the alphabet, lowercase and uppercase, as well as digits, and one of the following characters. So they have here a bunch of special characters, but actually they are not including one of the characters that you will encounter in the test cases. The character you will encounter is the null character, which has a decimal representation of 0. But here they say the only space in S is an empty space, like the space character, which actually is 32, this one here. It depends how you solve it. You might not need to consider the null character, but the way I'm solving it, I'm going to consider it. The first thing I'm going to do to speed up my processing, if the size of the string is 0, then I don't process anything. I simply return 0. Because if the string is completely empty, it means that we don't have any segments in the string. Otherwise, I create an input string stream. I'm calling my input string stream extractor. So that is a custom name. You can name it anyhow you want. And I pass it the string s, which is the parameter here. That is the string for which we need to count the segments. Then here, I create a counter variable. I'm calling it count to count how many segments we have in the string s. I initialize this to 0 because I haven't started counting yet. Then I create a string variable called word, and I need this one to extract the characters from my input stream. So you've seen me use that technique before, which is very common in C++ when you want to extract tokens from a string. So I use the getLine function here. I pass the stream here, the extractor. So this is holding the characters in the input string stream. Then here I have a temporary variable. When we extract a sequence of characters, it's going to store it inside of this temporary variable. And then this is the delimiter, meaning extract characters until you hit a space. So that is how it's going to extract, and then check again if we can extract some more, and it's going to keep extracting the tokens using that technique. So here I'm going to increment my count anytime I am extracting tokens. The tokens again are the non-space characters in contiguous sequence. That is what is happening here. But I'm only doing that for non-space characters except for the null character. So because word here is of string type, if I want to access the character, if you look at this ASCII table here, these are characters. If I want to check if I'm dealing with the null character, I can access it using the index 0. Meaning even if it's a string and it's only one character, I can access that character like this so that I can compare it with the integer 0, which is the one for the null character. So if it's not this one, then I'm going to increment my counts. Otherwise, I just skip it. And then I return the counts. So let's see how this works. I'm running this sample test case. And we've passed the first LeetCode test case. Now we're going to submit this. And we've passed everything. How fast the algorithm works, again, Depends on LeetCode's backend. Sometimes it's 0 milliseconds, other times it's 5 milliseconds. It doesn't really matter. But we've passed everything. So that's it for the test case called number of segments in a string, LeetCode 434. If we look at the details here, how many test cases we had, there were only 28. So that is not a challenge that is extensively tested, but I think that my logic is still good enough to meet what they were expecting from us, which is why we passed all the test cases. So if you like my C++ solution, my tutorials, and you want to practice more coding interview questions, please subscribe to my channel and I'll catch you next time.